Hello, Blue Fleet. Welcome back. We are playing Ace Attorney Investigations tonight, carrying on with case I-15. Yeah, if you don't know Ace Attorney case designations, they get a bit weird, but they're pretty straightforward. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. G for Great Ace Attorney, and then I for Investigation. So we're on game 1, case 5. Probably about a third of the way through, maybe? Hey, Andy, how we going, man? How are we doing? It's time for a bit of lawyering. Yes. The accused, dat boy, is hereby formally charged with saying, "Oh no," when being presented with the situation, we have to buy presents for mummy. This court finds him guilty, Don Don. I hope you told her about that. Because that was very funny. I told wife about, like, when he said oh no in response to that. Oh my god. She howled. When I told wife about that, she howled. No, make sure to tell her, 'cause it was very funny. It was very funny indeed. Alrighty. So, looks like we're at this main staging. Just give me 1 second. I'm sending out a quick message. There we go. Okay. So, I've left the Damask 2 investigation to Francisca and returned to Babal. I suppose my first order of business should be to look into Babal's statue. Mr. Edgeworth! Okay. So, Kay, what's the situation? Oh, it's great! Investigating's so much fun! In other words, they've made absolutely no progress. We weren't goofing off, honest, sir! Ah! Hello, Ara. I've been objectioned. We've been investigating our arse out. Very well then. Would you care to give me an update on your investigation? Oh, we've had a really fun time, sir. I knew it. Zero progress. In any case, Detective Gumshoe. Yes, sir? You have permission to enter the Alabastian Embassy, is that correct? Yep. As a local detective, I'll help them out with investigation on both sides, sir. Good. In that case, I can leave these pieces of evidence with you. They belong to the lady under the Pink Princess's mask. The Pink Princess? What kind of lady was playing her, sir? The kind that was also playing the role of the Pink Badger yesterday. Ugh! Oh, understood, sir. If I happen to run into her, I'll give them back to her. And if I don't, then I guess I'll unload them somewhere. He doesn't seem all that enthused to go find her, but I can't blame him. Gumshoe's gonna fetch the biohazard bag? Yeah. As long as he doesn't, like, huff a whiff of that to get his jollies later on today, I don't mind. Evidence that has lost their value given to Detective Gumshoe, okay? Now then, I don't believe I'll be needing this anymore either. What? Are you really going to throw the autograph away? Yes, because that Steel Samurai was a fake. Oh, no. As if. Wait, what? What do you mean by fake? Now then, I believe it's time for a little housekeeping. Okay. What have we kept? The badge, the embassy guide, the Babalian Primaduck statue, the notes on Cochin's body, the Alabastian knife, the Yasugarasu's key, the Cadopian paper document, the Barbalese knife handle, the samurai dogs, passion flowers, Alabaster's Primaduck statue, the Barbalese ink, the counterfeit bills, Damask II's note, and the samurai hockey stick. That ain't a spear, that's a hockey stick. You can't convince me otherwise, right? So, oh, Kay's bag. Okay. Bags full of cement powder are stacked up here. I suppose they're for the renovation. Yeah, because I don't smell a drop of gold here or any other treasure for that matter. At this point, it's a weak hockey stick. Excellent. Kay, the only scent you should detect in a place like this is the smell of sweat. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth. That was a pretty good play on words there.
Ah, Gummy!
don't randomly jump into one of our dialogues like that. Were you eavesdropping on us, Detective Gumshoe? No, it's not like that, sir. Oh! Is this a step ladder? A ladder. Actually, that's a step ladder. Hey, Zach, how you going, man? All good here. Hope seems true for you as well. I went out and touched grass with Andy earlier today. It was neat. We had a good time. It's been too long since I touched grass. Like, I realise now that, like, you get to the winter months and actually coaxing me out of my hibernation cave is... tricky? I think it's also that I'm getting mad at the Detective free dropping's a bit silly. Yeah, I mean, it's not like it's a conversation, you know, it's more like a conversation between a grumpy uncle and his hyperactive niece that Gummy's eavesdropping on. They're the exact same thing. No way! From their structure up, they're totally different. But of course, from a thief's perspective, the best kind of ladder is the rope ladder. A step ladder is much too heavy to carry around after all. And from a prosecutor's perspective, any type of ladder is guilty of being dangerous during an earthquake. Okay. It would appear that the stage is also scheduled to be renovated. You know, I'd love to perform on a stage like this. Something like the greatest great thief show. I should think it would be a bad idea for a thief to show their face to the world. Not everything's about earthquakes. I mean, Edgeworth has a bit of an earthquake fetish. Hey, you're not going back to Alabaster already, are you? No, not yet. I still need to gather a bit more information first. Oh, I see. So I can't go that way. Okay. Weird way to say trauma. Look, if Edgeworth wants to, like, trauma goon, I'm not going to stop him. You know, I think bro knows what's best for him. Mr. Edgeworth! You look like you're enjoying yourself, Detective. Well, I don't have much else that I enjoy as much as a good investigation, sir. So, what did you find out? Oh, well. He disguised it behind a phobia. We all have our ways of coping. Yeah. It's how you sleep at night when, like, you've just come off of Pixiv and the tags are, like, the most absolutely degenerate things you've ever seen in your life. And you just kind of have that moment of clarity afterwards. You're just like, oh, man. Really? Did that really just happen? And you can shower, you can wash, you can scrub away with some iron wool, but the stains will never come off of your soul. No. They're too deeply ingrained. Oh, well. I take it he's found nothing of any particular use, as usual. Excuse me, guys. Woo! Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I got something really interesting from Ambassador Palador. Oh? And what is this something interesting? This, sir. What is that? Wow, that's so pretty. I'm so jealous. That's a real treasure, that. Why does the flame burn green, Detective? So apparently, if you burn the special wit crystal oil that they're making babal, it burns this green colour, sir. Interesting. So it's a special property of the oil. I suppose this is a ploy to force people to visit Babal should the oil run out. Hey, Gummy, what about these silhouettes? There's still some cutouts on the outside of the lantern that project the images. Oh? Silhouettes, huh? They are rather pretty, aren't they? Wait, what am I doing? I was supposed to be asking for an update on the investigation. Yeah, what's wrong, sir? There's something I want you to investigate for me. Do you think you can do that much? Uh-huh. You got it, sir. Hey, that's not fair. Why's Gummy getting to do all the fun stuff? Ah, well, that's because I'm Mr. Edgeworth's partner. Oh, I can't believe you took advantage of the confusion and stole my role as assistant. I expect the two of you to get along and work together like professionals on this. Okay. I feel like this is going to be... This is the sort of thing in an Ace Attorney game that's normally relevant. Like, the flame burning green is going to be a relevant point, I think. Oh, this sideburns guy. Oh, so you're back now, are you, Mr. Edgeworth? You want to know what's really disturbing? Before I had a facial beard, like a full face beard, I had my hair long, and I had lamb chops like this. Like, I used to have this same hairstyle. And then COVID happened and I stopped shaving. I mean, I was already pretty hairy before COVID. I had, like, the sideburns and then a gap there and then the goatee with no moustache. And I just stopped shaving when COVID happened. Just completely stopped shaving. Couldn't be bothered anymore. I just didn't want to spend, like, 25 quid every couple of months on razor blades. It's like, well, who cares anymore? You know, I might as well have a big beard and just not care. And ever since then, I've been extremely bearded. Very hirsute. You must be tired. Here with these, you can eat whatever you'd like. And these are discount tickets for our cafeteria. They open tomorrow at 10 in the morning. I appreciate the concern, however, these coupons do nothing for me right now. Okay. The Edgeworth point is iconic. Absolutely, yes. It's almost as iconic as the finger sniff. You know when he does that thing where he closes his eyes, taps at the side of his nose and has a little sniff, and then he looks up and he's like, yes, I know what's on the end of my finger, Phoenix, but do you? Do you know what's on the end of my finger, Phoenix? No, I don't, Edgeworth. What is on the end of your finger? It's you, Phoenix, right? You're on the edge of my finger. Yeah, I fully headcanon that the Edge right is real. Like, they are, the way that they acted in that last trial in game number 5, right? Absolutely, they are lovers. They are enemies to lovers. They are doomed lesbians. Okay. This open-air stage, what function does it serve exactly? Well, normally we use it for a variety of events. Yeah, it's all to attract that extra bit of attention to Babal. I heard that tonight over in the Alabastian Rose Garden, Ambassador Albus to give a speech. And you know what? Manny told me that I really should give a speech too. Mr. Cochin told you that? Yeah, he did. Which is why I thought I should give a speech of my own. But unfortunately, I wasn't able to. Because of the fire the Yasagarasu started. Exactly. The way that he goes from being, like, very sort of almost needy and desperate to please to, like, this really serious guy. That is the expression of a man with troubles. Ambassador Poleno, I'd like to ask you a little more about the primitive statues. Oh, I see. Well, let me ask you this. Did you know that Alabasta and Babal used to be one country called Cadopia? Yes, I know that much about your history. You love Poleno? He seems complex. He seems like a very complicated character. There's depth to him, and I don't think we've quite scratched the surface of these depths just yet. Hopefully soon, though. Well, the primitive statue belonged to the founders of Cadopia. At least, that's how the story goes. It was bequeathed unto the king of Cadopia as a symbol of the country's wealth. So it was meant as a symbol of sovereignty and the right to rule, I take it. Yeah, that's right. Which is why both countries are so adamant about their claim. We hold the real statue, therefore, we hold the right to rule is the reasoning. It's pretty petty when you think about it, though, I suppose. See, this is what I mean. He's the obsequious customer support until someone pushes him too far. You know what, Zach? That is a phenomenal word. Obsequious. Like, if I could give you a gold star for using that particular word, I absolutely would. Just because it's a very neat word that doesn't get used anywhere near as much as it should do. You have no idea what that means? He's very eager to leave a good impression, to please. He's fawning over us, but he's actually not doing it genuinely. Cold Starkers with means on English speakers. Okay, so I think that the French term that we'd use for this particular word is le ho ho ho. I can't speak French. Any attempt at me speaking French is just a lie. Actually, am I oh boy. I've just had a message off my mum. Oh boy, I'm not going to say too much because I don't want to dox myself, but I put a social media post up earlier about separation of art and artist, right? And basically there is a certain band who are trying to make a comeback at the minute, but who shouldn't really be given the time of day because the main guy who runs the band tried to have his wife unalived by a hit person. The hit person turned out to be from the FBI, though, so they went to prison for all of 5 years of a 10-year sentence. And then they got out and everyone's like, oh, yeah, you're cool, we like you, you're all right. It's like, did you just forget what he tried to do, you silly bastards? Like, I used to like his music quite a lot, and then he pulled that shit, and it's like, no, I haven't listened to them since. I actually deleted that band's catalogue off of my MP3, and I got rid of the shirt. I have the CDs, but I would give them to, like, CEX, but they're in storage at the minute, so I can't get to them easily. But yeah, I mean, she's just like, oh, what's this thing that you're posting about Shin? So it's like, I'll tell you when I'm done streaming, Mother Dearest. But if Alabasta and Babal were to re-establish relations, shouldn't that put an end to the squabbling over the statue? I have no reason to believe so. The primitive statue is even more important now as a key to diplomacy. I wonder if Ambassador Poleno knows about what has happened to the very important key to diplomacy. Perhaps I should try showing him this key and see what he has to say about it. Let's ask him about coaching first. Ambassador Poleno, there's just one thing I'd like to ask you about. Yeah? Oh, and don't worry, you can ask me more than just one thing. How about 2 or 3? In exchange, I expect you'll be coming to Babal, yes? Thank you, but just the one thing is all I require. Manny Kochin, I'd like to ask you about this man who was your secretary. Sure, I'll tell you what I know. Thank you for your cooperation, Ambassador. He was, well, if I had to put it in one word, he was an able man. If there was ever anything I needed as an ambassador, he was able to get it for me. To think that a man like that had a hand in a smuggling ring right under my nose, going completely unnoticed. Actually, I suppose because he was an able man, I was unable to detect his dirty dealings. It sounds like Mr. Kochin has a very sharp mind. Recently, Manny had been really busy. Since I became the Barbalese representative at the Country Unification Council, he's been working tirelessly to cover my work for me. I'm sorry, but what is this Country Unification Council? Oh, well, you see, had tonight's events proceeded without a hitch, our two countries would have reunified and become one again. But I guess with how things turned out, that dream won't be realized anytime soon. I suppose not. Interesting. The CUC. Yeah, the cuck. You prefer the Country Unification Council Collective? Yeah. It's pretty decent. So, did you hear about what actually happened with a gorilla whose younger friend slept with his gorilla wife? Slept with his gorilla wife, I should say. He was DK, donkey cuck. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was mean of me. But I don't really care. Okay, let's show the primitive statue. I'm interested in what's happened here. If the two countries were meant to unify, obviously the fire was meant to stop that. And Chunky Kong? What about Chunky Dong? Okay. I think someone wanted to stop the reunification because it would have made smuggling much harder. Now, in terms of the people who would want to stop reunifying because it takes away power from them, the rulers, the ambassadors maybe, Poleno feels like he's hiding something, but at the same time, I don't have any reason to doubt the other guy yet. Hey Hades, welcome, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Let's show them the primitive statue. That's theirs. Blood-stained weapon used to kill Damasqui. Ambassador Poleno, if you could please take a look at this for me. We return to Gay Lawyer in Red, yes. Gay Lawyer in Red pines for his doomed lesbian lover in blue. I think referring to Phoenix and Edgeworth as doomed lesbians is very, very funny for some reason. I think it's just it's not toxic Yuri, right? It's not toxic Yuri, but at the same time, the way that they interact is I wouldn't call it old man yaoi yet. there's hints of Old Man Yowie going on in 5-5, right? There were definitely hints of Old Man Yowie there, so maybe in Ace Attorney 7 we will actually get the Edge right being like full on. Old Man Yowie is DD in Spirit of Justice, right? I think that Dual Destinies, I don't think was Old Man Yowie quite yet, but the seed was there. It just needs a bit of watering, a bit of fertilizer. It just needs to be ploughed, much as Chris Redfield wishes for Leon Kennedy to plough Claire. You know, that bloodline needs to be preserved. Also, on that subject, I do intend to go back to Resident Evil 2 at some point and do Leon's route. I have found myself with an overabundance of content again, mostly because I've picked up Half-Life custom levels and we're back on ROM hacks as well. So, I need to plan out my schedule for the coming weeks. Also, I've got a gig that I'm playing on Thursday. We got asked to sub in for a band who dropped off for one in a city nearby. So, yeah, that'll be interesting. Thursday night's all right for gigging. The primitive statue sitting in Alabaster right now actually belongs to Babal. So it would appear. I received a call from Ms. Von Karma about this earlier. The fact that some violent crimes get less time than some male and prohibitum crimes is crazy. I don't know the term male and prohibitum. Is that fine? Is that like tax crimes or stuff that's punishable? I don't know I don't actually know that term. Prohibitum obviously means it's prohibited, but malum, is that evil? Then you will understand why I wish to inspect Babal's primitive statue immediately. Because the statue currently in your country's possession. Yeah, well, I've already inspected it myself. And it is definitely Alabast's statue. I know because it's the real statue. Then you're saying that Babal's was a replica. I'm embarrassed to say it's true, even though I knew that someday it would be exposed. I received my orders from the leaders of Babal, and I was to negotiate with Ambassador Oliver at this event. I was to negotiate with him and fix the results of the evaluation tonight. To say that we could not determine which statue was the real one. Why are you telling me this? Well, because you already figured it out. Our statue is just a hollow gold shell. Even if Babal was to lose face, the reunification of the country is what's important. I'm right in thinking that, aren't I? I'm not making a mistake, right? If you don't know yourself, then I won't pretend to know either. I never thought that by being betrayed by my own secretary, the real symbol of wealth would be given to me. Isn't it simply ironic? Hey, where are you going? You're heading back to Alabast? Yes, but before I do, I suppose I should give you a summary of what's happened. Oh, I see. Oh, I'm just going to look up that term a minute. Give me just like 1 second, guys. Crimes because the government says it's a crime. Rather than crimes in themselves like attacking people. Let's have a look. Oh, I see. So it literally means wrong because prohibited. And then malum in se means evil in itself. I see. So it's... Yeah, so it's something being evil because it's described as being evil versus something which human nature should tell you is a wrong thing to do. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, it is. I mean, I suppose it depends because there's some stuff which is paperwork, crime and regulation where it's actually very, very harmful to a large number of people. Like things like massive corporate tax fraud, for example. A lot of small people will suffer for that because it's a kind of roundabout how it happens. But if the corporations don't pay their taxes, the worker is expected to foot the bill, and then their taxes go up, and they are then left worse off for it. So it does a lot of damage to a lot of people. At the same time, there's other stuff where, like there's some stuff like, don't drive too fast on the road. People are just going to do it anyway. I mean, especially people with money, because if a crime is punishable with a fine, then it's legal for a price, right? You know? Which actually means that in Morrowind, murder is always legal as long as you can pay 1,000 gold, at least. Because that's the fine that the guards will levy on you. If you get caught murdering someone in Morrowind, the guards will basically give you an option of either resist arrest, go to prison, or pay them 1,000 gold. And if you pay them 1,000 gold, so alright, there we go, you're done. Yeah, we'll deal with the body, it's fine. No, leave the body there, I'm going to come back and eat it later. Alright, bit of cannibalism, sure, why not? So there's been a murder in both countries using an object from the other country. That's the gist of it. Babal is just as strict as Alabast in their inspection of the people and things that enter their country, meaning that somehow both murder weapons were smuggled into the two countries. The life of an inhabitant of Morrowind is 1,000 gold. Sometimes it can be more, because if you pay the Morag tongue to whack someone, I think that like they charge you based on the target. But that storyline was actually like kind of neat. Like the Morag tongue guild quest, you know, it doesn't really go anywhere compared to like say the ones in Oblivion or what. Big Lad sat at the table with Scorbun, he gave him some pretend chocolate and a pretend ice cream, and he said, and you quote, "Yippee! My work is done! I've become a bad influence, chat. Yippee!" I shouldn't be so gleeful about that, but yeah, he now will he will now be saying yippee for the rest of his infant days. That's the only logical conclusion that can be drawn. Perhaps the key to the weapon smuggling is the person who traversed both countries. You mean the fake Yatagrasi? In one way or another, the Yatagrasi was connected. Of this, I'm sure. Now then, where was the Yatagrasi first spotted? I believe it was the rose garden on the Alabastian side of the embassy. The garden is just on the other side of this boundary. It's where Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight. At least, that's where I heard the Yatagrasi would appeared. In that case, I believe it's vital that I investigate the rose garden post-haste. Wait, before you go, take a look at this, Mr. Edgeworth. What is it? My guess is it's a guitar pick. I picked it up just now over there. Do you think it'll be of any use? There is a little water on it, but how did the water get on it? It doesn't look like there's anything that could get wet from around here. I was thinking they have concerts here at this open-air stage from time to time, right? Alright, I'll find its owner later. Okay. I mean, it's a bit of a weird... I've never seen a guitar pick which has hollow indentations. Oh yeah, there's one more thing. Mr. Edgeworth, would you be willing to hold on to this? What is this? Angel perfume. It's misused perfume. It's the bottle that woman left behind and that I found 7 years ago. Oh. Hollow indentation. Is that the next gen of hollow talent? Maybe. I mean, I'll be honest. I don't get very excited anymore when there's new gens coming. Like, Glowy Flowy got announced, and I was just like, oh. Alright. I mean, about the only thing I remember about them is they've got Blonde Raiden. And I don't mean any disrespect to them, but I'm just so disengaged since Vesper left. Like, I got so disillusioned by Vesper going that, like, I barely pay attention anymore. And, yeah, I mean, all my watch time is eaten up by Ellie and, if I can, Randon. And then when I'm VODing, I'm watching, say, Kana or Daya or... You don't watch them anymore either? Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I think it's just... I think Vess leaving made me realise exactly how sanitized a lot of it is, and that doesn't. I don't vibe with that. A lot of people do, and I do not begrudge them that whatsoever. And I'm not gonna try and disparage how that company approaches their talents and how things are, but like, I kind of feel like following the indies that I do and the small corpo tubers that I do is probably a better approach for me personally. You know, and I get more enjoyment out of things that way. There's plenty of oomps who are still very, very hollow-pilled, and it's like, yeah, cool. You know, I will still engage on those points with the jokes and whatnot. I'll probably stream Holocure at some point this week as well, because Coco is now in it. So, you know, there's fun to be made with it. It's just, for me now, a lot of it is kind of, if there is absolutely nothing else on, even if there's nothing else on, I tend to end up watching Play on Tabletop do Warhammer tabletop games. It's like, I've never even touched a Warhammer model in my life, and yet I somehow understand how to play that game now. I thought that one day it'd be of some use in tracking her down, so I kept it safe all this time. Thank you. I'd be honoured to hold on to it for you. Okay. So we're off to Alabaster. Let's run. Let's go for a little jog. I think I'll be returning to the investigation in Alabaster now, but... I know. I'll go back to Babal and do some more investigating there. Okay. Understood. From what you know of Warhammer, you play Space Marines and get blessed by Games Workshop. Actually, no. Like, kind of, but mostly no. So basically, Space Marines get more models, more lore, more books, and more everything else than any other faction. But in terms of tiering, they're actually kind of mid-tier. As far as I understand it, the high-tier armies are one of the Orc detachments. I think it's the I can't think what it's called now. The one where it's basically focused on just a wave of boys. Eldari are always high tier, and then I think that the other high tier armies tend to be like, there's certain sub factions of Space Marines that do very well. But like if we're talking generic Codex Space Marines, then they don't tend to have particularly high tournament win rates compared to other factions. I think it's because they're generalists. There's nothing they really specialize at. They're kind of decent at everything, but they're not like pinpoint. Like the Eldari are really good at dying incredibly quickly if you hit them with a stiff breeze, but they're also very good at damaging everything. Like they vaporize stuff. Like, if you get like an alpha strike with that army, then you can table someone in a couple of turns if you know what you're doing and you've got like good rolls and whatnot. So the only other thing I can say about Space Marines, they got cake. I see you're back, Miles Edgeworth. Ah, it's Francisca. How are things in Babal? Also, I can't really say I expect much from Scruffy and that girl. The investigation into Manny Kochan's death hasn't really progressed any. However, the investigation into the Yatagarasu has. Ah yes, the Yatagarasu. Even now I find it hard to believe. A person who can freely traverse between the two countries at will? Preposterous. Well, that's what I came here to investigate. I heard that this is where witnesses claim to have seen the Yatagarasu. That's correct. Ambassador Alba was to give a speech tonight here in Alabaster. And that's when the Yatagarasu appeared. The shadow of the mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you actually taking the piss? Hold on. Was that Larry? Going down into the chimney, pretending to be Santa Claus? Oh, for God's sake. Okay, understood. That would be hilarious. Like, I feel like I've probably overcooked this, but if that was what this plot point is... it's just dog damn Larry. The shadows of mysterious thief appeared, and just as suddenly it vanished. After that, servers of fire at the Babali's embassy that the Yatagarasu started. I vow that not a single feather from the Yatagarasu shall escape my diligence. Alright. Oh, we got Franny Fanakapan with us now. Okay. What the heck? There is an overturned spotlight here. When the Yatagarasu appeared, the audience that was waiting for the speech to start panicked. I suppose that's when someone must have knocked it over. I'm having a tough time visualizing the mass confusion that took place here. I sought to use my VIP to capture the Yatagarasu. However, there were people in my way, and I was unable to land even a single lash. I suppose this means that some other poor saps were hit instead. I mean, if a sap was hit, they'd probably be into it, because saplings love being slaplings. It is known. This statue bears a resemblance to the Primadux statue. The plaque says, King Primadux enters the battlefield. In order to save the Queen, King Primadux put his life on the line and went to war. So Primadux was actually a person of royal blood. I thought he was simply someone imitating a character from an ancient legend. Well, what surprises me is that a real person who looked like the Steel Samurai existed. I suppose there's that too. A statue of a woman. I wonder if the lady is pouring water. It says that it's a statue of the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux. Huh. Well, Miles Edgeworth, it seems that you are lousy at reading a woman's heart. I opened my mouth about a statue and she somehow made the leap to that. Wait. Is there some subtext that I'm not... Francisca? That's your brother, girl. Oh no, we're in one of those animes. Oh no. Look, you two. I'm not happy about this either, alright? I'm not happy. Ah! Ah! Ow. Understood. We'll move on. Ugh. Ugh. Oh. Who said that you need to actually drink the alcohol to get the fuzzy head? Ugh. There are roses scattered on the surface of the water, creating a pleasant fragrance. It's not just for aesthetics. This pool's water is also used in putting out fires. I see. Oh. Reloads Karmatrine guns with alcoholic intent? The pool stopped filling itself automatically. The fountain spouts are set to stay open until the pool's water reaches a certain level. If this water is used to put out fires, I suppose it must be refilled to its normal level. Which suggests that this pool was recently used somehow in this embassy. I guess I'll take some notes about it just in case. Okay. Whoa, what the fuck? Halloween month. Jump scares me exactly once during Resident Evil 2. Ace's early investigations. Larry out of fucking nowhere. Ooh. Oh! How dare you surprise me like that? I'm sorry. Oh, hey, Edgy. Thanks for what you did back there. Your gratitude alone is enough. More importantly, Larry, this pool is not for your personal enjoyment. I know that. Do you really think that I'm the type to just jump into a pool and swim around for fun? Alright then. Did you by chance fall into the pool? Nice guess, but no dice. So you know my son, right, Edgy? Your son? I guess I kind of lost sight of him when I shook hands with the ambassador. And I'm pretty sure he's around here when I last saw him. You imbecile! How can you be so flippant at a time like this? What are you going to do if your son fell in the pool? And how old is this child of yours anyway? Huh? Oh, how old is he again? Larry, this is the first I've heard of a son. Who exactly is the mother? The mother? Oh, that chick, the pink princess. The pink princess. Miss Von Karma? I was a bit confused by this man's word for a bit there. However, I believe what he's looking for is the doll of the Iron Infant. Yep, because I'm the Steel Samurai through and through. Heart and soul. No, he actually got the last of Oldbag's fertility, right? He ploughed that field while there was still a little bit of growth left in it. You know what? I deserved that one. Sorry, I thought I heard something. And the Iron Infant is my cute little son. Yes, I do deserve it. Why? Is it because you now have the image of Larry just going to town on Wendy Oldbag? Oh, the noises. I'm never going to sleep again, chat. Okay. You have given a whole new meaning to the phrase an astounding fool. Larry, we have not seen hide nor hair of the Iron Infant. But rest assured that if we should find him, we'll let you know. Now get out of there. Sounds good. In that case, I'll go search over there. Hey, wait! Ugh. Well, it's not as if he'll get very far swimming around in that pool. And though he's unrelated to the murders, he sure knows how to cause a lot of trouble. Yeah, but what if Larry actually... If there's a passage down there and he does surface somewhere else? Hold on! That must be it. There's a way for someone to get the weapons to and from each country. What if it's through the fountains? I'm going to keep that stored in the back of my mind for now. I think I might be onto something. Oops. So this is where Ambassador Alba was to give his speech. The stage was set up nicely. However, where was the audience supposed to sit? Perhaps they're supposed to sit around the edge of the pool? That's such poor planning if there was no place other than a spot or two by the pool. They really should have made seating arrangements like how the gallery is set up in court. Indeed, you can sense that consideration for the viewers was taken with those. So in the end, the speaker and his audience were to stand the whole time, huh? Yes, although I suspect the audience would have liked to sit down after a while. Okay. What's lying? Have you finished checking out all the bystanders? Yes, sir. And we found 14 counts of pickpocketing, 6 counts of illegal parking, and 1 person ran a light, sir. Don't tell me you didn't find out anything related to the case. Sir, not a single thing, sir. Well, for now, let's just get those other lawbreakers down to the precinct. Agent Lang. Well, this is Mr. Prosecutor. I would just like to thank you for your assistance earlier. Make no mistake, it's not like I was trying to help you with what I did. After I left, did you receive word from Ambassador Alba? We're going to wrap up our bodyguard assignment at the end of the day. Oddly enough, we received word from HQ to return home on an urgent matter. Huh. As if I can be so easily called away from this case after I've come this far. I swear that I'll find the truth and drag it screaming out into the light. You're with me on that, right, Mr. Prosecutor? I think that Lang has the same ultimate goal as Edgeworth. So, like, he doesn't like Edgeworth, but I think he's starting to respect him. You were working as Ambassador Alba's bodyguard at the time, so naturally you witnessed when the Yasugarasu appeared, correct? Yeah, I saw that thief all right, with my own 2 eyes. The Yasugarasu was always there, lurking in the shadows. When the spotlights were turned on for Ambassador Alba's speech, a shadow appeared. That's when cries of, "It's the Yasugarasu" rang out. The next second, the spotlight went out. And by the time we got the area lit again, the deaf thief had vanished. When we investigated afterwards, we found the reason the lights went out was because someone had unplugged the extension plug for all outdoor electronics. Whether it was someone doing it on purpose, or simply a guest who had tripped over it, we don't know. But one thing's for certain. The Yasugarasu was here. So you're saying that basically all you saw was the thief's silhouette? Yeah. If all you saw was a shadow, then it's entirely possible the shadow belonged to someone else. Ha! Good thinking, sis. You just might be right. If it weren't for the fact that there was no one else with that same shape. Not among the staff or the audience members. My men have already done a thorough check of everyone, so I know I'm right. Someone else's shadow? That sounds like a plausible hypothesis. The suddenly appearing and disappearing shadow of the Yasugarasu. I believe I figured out its true origin. I expected no less from my subordinate. Now let's hear what you know on the subject. What really cast the shadow of the Yasugarasu? Game audio can be bumped a bit. Alright. There we go. We had to turn it down the other day because we were torturing loads of fairies in Dungeon Keeper. And Dungeon Keeper screaming gets loud. What really cast the shadow of the Yasugarasu? I mean, the only thing I can think of is the statue, right? Pointing over there, right? It's got that. It's got the bends in the right places. The head's about the right shape. But the other thing could be this statue. I think it's this.
Take that!
The suddenly appearing, disappearing shadow of the Yatagarasu. Is it not possible it was created by this statue?
Objection!
Are you playing me for a full man's Edgeworth? This statue bears absolutely no resemblance to the shadow of the Yatagarasu. You are correct, however, this statue is but one part of the whole picture. What do you mean by only one part? What is the other part to the real form of the Yatagarasu's shadow? This.
Take that!
It's another statue? The Yatagarasu's shadow is made from the shadows of these two statues. Made? What do you mean by that? Right now, the spotlights are all over the place. This is because they were moved when the guests were in a panicked state. However, if we were to restore the lights to where they were when the thief appeared... You believe that the two shadows will recreate the Yatagarasu's shadow? Precisely. Now then, watch as I reveal the true form of the Yatagarasu. First, if we set up a spotlight to cast a shadow of King Primadux in the battlefield, the shadow of the king's statue would appear on the backdrop of the stage. Aha! Likewise, if we set a light up on the queen who spoke of love to King Primadux, her silhouette would also appear on the backdrop to the stage. Aha! So if we were to combine the two shadows, it looks nothing like the Yatagarasu's shadow. It looks like... That looks like a very powerful unicorn wife who could step on us. Oh, man. Okay, understood. Mars Edgeworth, how do you explain this grotesque shape? Calm down, Francisca. The way the light needs to be shone on the Queen statue is wrong. Did I have to click the bust? That was actually unintentional. Yeah, I actually didn't even realise I'd done that. I'm sorry. I believe that the whole of the King's shadow needs to be used for this to work. However, in the case of the Queen, I don't believe her whole shadow is needed. Rather, the person who created the shadow only used one part of her shadow. Only one part? I clicked the dick on the other statue. Oh, come on! Come on! I'm just a little guy! Oh, what's this? Oh, okay. Sorry, I had a Discord ping there. Yes, and that one part alone is enough to fill the rest of the Yatagarasu's shadow. Why didn't you say that in the first place? You're right, I apologise. Now, what part of the Queen's statue is used to complete the Yatagarasu's shadow? Well, it has to be the leaf. It has to be the leaf.
Take that!
This is that part, it's not the leaf. And how exactly should we shine the light on this part to complete the shadow? Because I can't see how this would fit in at all. Alright, perhaps I was wrong. Francisca, it's not there we should be shining light on, but a different location. Mars Edgeworth, why are you withholding the correct information from me? Ah! Please forgive my transgression. Very well, just don't mess up again. Well, it's... If it's not the leaf, it has to be the arm, right? You can't believe it? It's got to be the arm, right? Because, like, the light's going to be coming from over here. It's the hand. Oh, because of the fingers. Right. That makes sense.
Take that!
No, it's not! Damn it! Oh, I see, because of the splayed hand. There's two hands! The hand doesn't help. That wasn't very handy. That was not very handy. Clearly not.
Take that!
Think back to what is missing in our shadow. 5 long thin areas, correct? Now what does that remind you of? Ah! That's right. It can only be the shadow of the Queen's left hand. Francisco, can we please adjust the spotlight position? Excuse me, chat. Oh, God. I've only had, like, a few cups of coffee today. I'm well behind on my caffeine quota. so it only shines on the Queen's left hand. Alright, let's give it a try and see what we get. It's... Huh. Yeah, it's exactly like the shadow I saw. The culprit must have changed the spotlight's positioning beforehand. And then pulled the plug after people saw what the culprit wanted them to see. In their panic, the guests must have moved the spotlights around, which we can assume was also part of the culprit's plan. By the time the lights came back on, the Yasugarasu's shadow had vanished, which means that the shadow was a construct from the very beginning. So you see, the Yasugarasu never did visit Alabast tonight. The only country that thief visited was Babal, although it can be assumed that the Yasugarasu had an accomplice in Alabast. An accomplice? But who? I haven't figured that out yet, but I assume it was the person who set up the shadow show. I sense that the biggest clue yet to solve in this case is the existence of this accomplice. Some clever villainy? Yeah. Okay. Who's this? How's the investigation going? Oh, it's Bad. Detective Bad, have you come to join us in investigating the Yasugarasu? I've left the murder in Agent Lang's charge. And my only target from the very beginning is the Yasugarasu, so yes. So what have you found out? I got a piece of evidence. May I see it? Sure, but you might regret it. We are here because we're ready to face whatever may come. So, if you please. When people heard the commotion, bystanders started gathering. And one woman claimed, I'm telling you, I'm a genuine international journalist. Oh, shit. She gave me an interesting picture. A journalist? Well, actually, she's a freelance cameraman. This is the photo I got from her. Okay. What in the world? The Yasugarasu is flying through the air. The times, they are a-changing. It's not just man, but evidence. Even they lie to us now. When was this photo taken? Apparently, right after the fires, on the 4th and 5th floors were put out. It was taken from a nearby building that you can see the embassy from. I see. So this was taken after the fire. I think I know what that is. I think I know what that is, chat. You remember Larry was looking for the Iron Infant? Someone has yeeted the baby. Just takes this doll of an infant, just lobs it as hard as they can out of a 5th floor window. Yeetus the fetus, exactly. Exactly, Hades. Perfect. The blur in this picture took off from the Bubbly's embassy, flew over the boundary, and headed for the embassy of Alabast.
Objection!
This is simply not possible. People are incapable of flight. Is that a fact? I've had the pleasure of dealing with a case involving a flying person once. Actually, come to think of it, I've come across a case like that as well. Two, actually. Maybe it happens more often than we think. Am I up to the task of solving the mystery behind this photograph? Well, the Yasugarasu took off from the Barbely's embassy, so I should start from there. Francisca, I need to return to the Babal investigation for a bit. Alright. Okay. I'll continue investigating on this side of the building. Alright, I'm counting on you. Welcome back, Mr. Edgeworth. Now come on, let's get back to our investigation. Yes, let's. Okay. Okay, we're now over here. We going inside? Oh, okay. To think, after all that running around, we're right back where we started. It would appear that way. Hi, Mr. Edgeworth! Have you found Manny's killer yet? I'm terribly sorry, Ambassador Polena, but I've yet to find his killer. Then I guess his murder really was the work of the Yatagarasu. Let's get one thing straight. It was the work of the fake Yatagarasu. The real Yatagarasu is a noble vigilante who's only out to steal the truth. Miss Faraday, please don't make such a sad face. Oh? If there's anything I can do for you, all you have to do is ask, alright? Mr. Poleno. Actually, there is one thing you can do. Will you allow us to take another look around? We didn't have enough time to conduct a thorough investigation earlier. Oh, sure. Please feel free to investigate to your heart's content. Also, there are a few questions I'd like to ask you personally, Ambassador. If it'll bring a smile back to Miss Faraday's face, then I'll gladly answer anything. Thank you, Mr. Poleno. You're a total gentleman. Ha ha! You don't have to waste such nice words on me, little miss. Hey, Sir Poleno. Those two sure got chummy awfully quickly. You know, it's easy to say we're going to investigate, but where should we begin? We should probably start by comparing the state of this room before and after the fire. And then we should look into the matter of the suspicious person you spotted. Yeah, when I came into this room, that person was already gone. But I'm willing to bet that person I was chasing is Mr. Cochin's killer. We don't know that yet. However, it's hard to believe that person is unrelated. Furthermore, because the key to the Yatagarasu stole 7 years ago was found here, it signals that perhaps Miss Yu is also somehow involved. I knew it. That woman is also almost definitely Mr. Cochin's killer. Yet again, we don't know that. There are too many mysteries to be solved here. Speaking of the Yatagarasu mysteries, I received a most mysterious photo from Detective Bad. Uncle Bad? He's taking part in the investigation too? Yes, he's been chasing after the Yatagarasu for all these years. Uncle Bad. Now then, I was told this photo was taken just after the fire. What? This kind of looks like the person in the long coat I was chasing. Does this mean I was chasing the fake Yatagarasu after all? Wait, long coats? Long coat? No, there's there's no way. There's no way. How? Huh? Okay. I don't know the answer to your question, but I don't think people can fly either. But this could be how that person escaped. Well, we'll need to investigate a bit more before we can say anything about that. In any case, let's not dawdle anymore and pick up our investigation where we left off. Okay. Okay, looks like all the souvenirs suffered some damage from the fire. I just don't believe it. Murder on top of arson? Oh, wrong voice. What a disgrace to the name of the Yatagarasu. The fake Yatagarasu is guilty of much more than just theft, it seems. I know, because if it were me, my first priority would have been to loot this bookshelf. You would steal ordinary souvenirs that you can buy virtually anywhere. You can't buy them anywhere. Each one specific to a location has its own value. And items that have memories attached to them are the most valuable of all. But could you really rob someone of their valuable memories just like that? No. Even if I take the souvenir, I can't take the owner's memories. That was a weird little PogChamp face she just did there. What's going on with this window? You can see the Alabastian embassy through this window. So, where were you when you were investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth? You can see it from here. I was there on the 5th floor. That's where Damas 2 was killed. What? You don't mean the Master Mas 2? Oh, poor guy. As a fellow second-generation thief, I can't just turn a blind eye to this. Even though Master Mas 2 was merely an imposter of the original. It appears this area is heavily damaged by the fire. Yeah, I guess we should hurry up and get started examining everything. Okay. Phone? So I guess embassy phones are just like normal phones, huh? Well, what did you imagine them to look like? I thought the barbs would look like a flower and the receiver would be a butterfly. That way, it looked like the butterfly receiver was sucking nectar from the flower base. If any country had a flower phone, it would be Alabas, don't you think? Oh, then maybe the phone I vision would have been from when they were Cadopia. There's really no point in asking me about something that never existed in the first place. Ah, you know what you like, Mr. Edgeworth? Curiosity and imagination. There is a bottle of Barbalese ink on Mr. Cochin's desk, and it looks like there's still a lot of ink left inside. The seal is unbroken, so the fire probably couldn't get into the bottle to burn up the ink. Hey, Mr. Polino, looks like your precious Barbley's ink is alright after all. What? That's odd.
Hold it!
Is it? Ambassador, what do you mean by that? Oh, well, it's just that there is something strange about the ink. Would you mind elaborating on that statement for me, please? Okay. Now then, Ambassador, I'd like to ask you about your movements before the fire broke out. Before the fire? Which fire are you talking about? Which one? There was more than one tonight? Huh? Oh, I see. I guess you didn't hear about it. We had 2 fires here at the Barbley's embassy tonight. What a bother all that was. Wait, but the only fire we know about is the one after the Jammin' Ninjas show. Ah, the first occurred at the start of the Jammin' Ninjas show. Luckily, only the 4th and 5th floors of our embassy caught on fire. Not wanting to cause a panic among the theater goers, we decided to keep it internal. Then the fire after the Jammin' Ninjas show was the 2nd of the night. Exactly. So the fire I witnessed was the 2nd one. Come to think of it, didn't Detective Bad make reference to the first fire? When was this photo taken? Apparently right after the fires, on the 4th and 5th floor were put out. I suppose this means that the photo was taken just after the first fire was put out. Okay. So then, what was the extent of the damage in the 2nd fire? The 2nd fire is contained to this floor, the 3rd floor. I think it was leftover embers from the fire on the floor above that caused it. That's, how should I put this, a very bad stroke of luck. My office on the 5th floor, Manny's office here, and Manny himself, all gone in the blink of an eye. Okay. Where's the music gone? I feel so sorry for you, Mr. Polino. Oh, look at me going on and on. Now then, what was he wanted to ask again? We were discussing what your actions and whereabouts for today were. And if you happen to know what Mr. Cochin's actions and whereabouts were as well. Yeah, very well. Let's see. I've been quite busy all day from morning till now. First I woke up, then I brushed my teeth. After that I rolled for breakfast.
Hold it!
Fascinating. How about if you just skip to the relevant parts for me? Oh, you'd like a condensed version? Alright, I can do that for you. I want to ask about this ink. Now, I wonder if you might tell me what you noticed about Mr. Cochin's bottle of ink. I just thought of it right now, but during the 2nd fire, Manny was worried about his office, so he came rushing back to it. I called out to him, and when I received no reply, I used my spare key to open the door. But when I did, I was greeted by roaring green flames. I told you they were going to be relevant! The flames were so big, I wasn't able to see into the room at all.
Hold it!
The fire was green. What was the cause? Well, wit crystal oil burns green when it's lit, as you can see by this lantern. And Barbley's ink is made from the same oil, which means it would also burn green. You know, I too had thought it was Manny's ink that had caught on fire. So that's why I was surprised to find out there was still a bottle of ink left on his desk. The case of the perplexing green flames. Talk about a mystery. What exactly was it that caught on fire in here? Interesting. Okay, understood. So, what did Mr. Coach and you do this morning? Well, originally we were supposed to meet and shake hands with the Jammin' Ninja. But Manny and I wanted to turn into a photo op, so we were tidying up in his office. You helped clean Mr. Cochin's office. Why were you not cleaning your own? Oh, I think I forgot to mention this. My office is currently undergoing renovations. Okay. Which is why both the primitive statue and the Barbley's knife set are down here. I see. Oh, but the tidying didn't take much, really. We had just burned some files we no longer needed and expired coupons in the fireplace. I bet cleaning up the fireplace must have been a real pain, though, huh? Green fire comes from copper or boron compounds. Okay, understood. Understood. And if I remember rightly, you get a blue flame from methane, don't you? I'm pretty sure you get blue from methane. And you know what my favourite colour of fire is? My favourite colour of fire is definitely blue. Research the upgraded flame, spam flame tanks, and just send them into the enemy base. Just like happened in that first game of CNC3 that me and Fi played. Where Fi just bum rushed me with 20 odd flame tanks, and I just like, oh, I guess this is a GG then. I kind of forgot to clean the ashes out. I guess I'm up a creek without many here to get angry at me.
Hold it!
An ambassador like yourself has been on the receiving end of a secretary's anger. Never played CNC? You should. I would probably avoid the very first game because it's not aged well. Even the remaster, like, you can tell it's a formative game. Red Alert 1, hit and miss, I'd say. Tiberian Sun, very worth your time. I streamed that, when did I stream Tiberian Sun? Was it last year? I think it was last year. So I streamed all of Tiberian Sun. CNC 3 is definitely worth playing. Red Alert 2 is definitely worth playing. Red Alert 3 is definitely worth playing. CNC 4, yeah, like Harris just said, avoid. Don't bother. Just don't waste your time with that. Oh, he was very good at being mad. Well, even just this morning he got mad at me. I spilled some Barbaley's ink onto the back wall when I was burning the files, you see. And he got mad at me saying that I should treat the ink with more respect. Talk about the boss getting bossed around. Interesting. That's about it for what we did this morning. Just some cleaning. Don't tell me you had no other work to do. Being an ambassador and all. Now then, if you could tell me what you and Mr. Cochin did this afternoon. Well, Manny and I went down together to the Theatrum Neutralis. We had to be there for the start of the Seal Samurai stage show. After the show started, I went back to my office on the 5th floor alone. So they were together until the start of the Steel Samurai show. A little while after I straightened myself up a bit, I returned to the theater. Because I was to take part in the photo op on stage at the end of the show. There was a commemorative photo op at the end. It was a fantastic photo of the three of us. Ambassador Alba, Steel Samurai, and myself. After the photo shoot, I went back to my office on the 5th floor. To prepare for my handshake photo op with the German Ninja. He seems to be rather overworked for an ambassador. When I got to my office, that's when the first fire broke out and I escaped down the stairs. My office was completely destroyed, but thankfully no one was hurt. I admit I ran away from the first fire as fast as my legs could carry me. But during the second one, I pitched in and helped the embassy staff put it out. So you didn't see Mr. Cochin again after the start of the Steel Samurai show? Yeah, that's right. The next time I saw him, he was lying there in an eternal sleep. I see. Ambassador Poleno, I thank you very much for your help. I'm sorry I couldn't be of more assistance, Mr. Edgeworth. If there's anything else, please don't hesitate to ask, alright? Okay. Interesting. A fireplace, huh? So Babal's offices have them too. Two? There is a fireplace in relatively the same location in the Alabastian office. However, we found something there that I'd rather not recall ever again. I still can't believe that we found that lady's undershirts in the fireplace. If it was that traumatizing, why don't you try creating new memories with this fireplace? You can climb inside and we can play hide and seek. And come out covered in soot? I think not. Oh, you really have no sense of fun, Mr. Edgeworth. This safe wasn't open at the time of the fire. You can tell because the inside wasn't burnt, right? Yes, and thanks to this safe's fire resistance, the smuggling evidence was preserved. That safe's great. They always had the wonderful promise of treasure within. Well, this one certainly did have a few inside. Oh, we've still got stuff to look at here, huh? It looks like a bunch of flyers with coupons attached to them. Babal sure gives away a lot of different coupons. Maybe I should create one of my own. I could call it the Great Thief Coupon. And what kind of discount would that net you? The 5-finger kind, what else? I'd steal an extra thing or two for the bearer. Things such as the truth. What else would I steal? What I wouldn't give to have a mountain of your coupons right about now. Manny Cochin. His name is written here on this nameplate. Why would you put a nameplate with your name on it in your own office? I suppose it's to inform people in case they walked into the wrong room by mistake. Do you think maybe it's also there to remind you of your own name if you forget? Well, either way, it's never a bad thing to set a nameplate on one's desk. Okay. That looks like a very comfortable chair. Well, it doesn't look all that broken, so why don't you try sitting in it? No, I'd better not. It's very important we preserve the crime scene at all times. Wait, but you're always touching all sorts of things at crime scenes. That's because I'm a prosecutor and it's part of my job to examine things. And my job's to be a great thief. which is exactly why you are not allowed to touch anything. Oh, the drawer's open. It would appear this desk also fell victim to the fire. But it doesn't look too damaged. I think we can rifle through this drawer a bit. I suppose we really should take a look. Hold on. This must go with the guitar pick thing. Hold on. I think it is. It would appear that this piece of evidence is related. So what exactly? Alright, so perhaps it wasn't related after all. Oh wait, don't tell me. Is it something the thieves can't see? Good thing we're healed after this phase. Yeah. Why don't we say this and move on? I was just joking, Mr. Edgeworth. It's just my way of saying that when you make a mistake, you should just admit to it. Ah, it appears she noticed after all. Let's have a look at it first. This is a rather unusual shape for a notepad. Oh! No. Okay. I understand. I see where I went wrong. I was looking at it as though it was not a notepad. It's this. Eureka! The shape of this notepad matches the shape of this note we found. Hey, you're right. What is it? It looks like something straight out of Monument Valley. Ah, yeah, that notepad's a souvenir from somewhere in your country. We've been collecting for the purpose of studying, you see. Yes, I do. You do seem to be quite passionate about it. Oh, would you like to see my souvenir collection? I'd love to show it to you. Are you sure they haven't been burnt to a crisp by the fires? Ambassador Polino, I wonder if you might recognize the handwriting on this note? This looks like Manny's handwriting. I see, in that case. Oh, did you figure something out? This note was found in Alabast. Specifically, it was found being firmly grasped by the murdered Damask II. Damask II? Then this note... Yes, it was a request from Mr. Cochin for Damask to steal the Primitive statue. What? Manny, tried to steal Alabast's Primitive statue? We would know for sure if we could run a handwriting analysis. Ambassador, do you have any documents that were handwritten by Mr. Cochin? Yeah, I can gather a few and give them to you. I'll have to ask Detective Gumshoe later to run the analysis. I can't believe that Manny would even think of doing something like this. Do you have any idea as to why he would have requested the theft of the statue? There is only one possibility, but mind you, it's just my personal speculation. Anything you can tell me would be of great help, Ambassador. I believe that you said you might have an idea as to why Mr. Cochin hired Damask II. Actually, I fear it may be my fault. As I was telling you earlier, we were to determine which statue was the real one as a part of today's event. But because of the Atagras and the fire here, that got cancelled, didn't it? Excuse me. I'm actually relieved the rest of the event had been cancelled. For you see, Babal's statue, it's just a replica. And did Mr. Cochin know that about Babal's primitive statue? Of course he knew. That's why he was the only person I could consult with. We'd have to do something once our statue was revealed as a replica. As to be expected, I was very nervous today, as this would impact our country's authority. Yes, I understand. Well, when I told Manny my concerns, he said, let me handle it. He'll be alright. I'll find a way to make sure he's the ambassador of the reunited Cadopia. At the time, I thought he was just trying to cheer me up. But when I saw that note, I realized he was serious. Mr. Cochin conducted a lot of business behind your back. I assume he did all that to ensure that you are the next Cadopian ambassador? But why was he trying so hard, I wonder? Because you're Ambassador Polino. You're not Dead Man. Dead Man's only job is to be dead. That's it. His sole purpose in life is death. Kind of morbid when you think about it, huh? I haven't been dumbed by the narrative. What do you mean? What do you mean I've not been dumbed by the narrative? Huh? I don't understand. He was so much better at getting things done than I ever was or will be. I don't have an answer yet as to why he was trying so hard. Poleno hasn't been done by the narrative. Oh, I see. Got you. Understood. I suspect he had an ulterior motive in mind beyond simple kindness. Oh, here you are, Mr. Edgeworth. Da, 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 da. Detective Gumshoe, have you collected the information that I requested? Ba, ba, da, da. Yup, good all right here, sir. Here you go, Kay. Feel free to take a look. It's for you after all. What is all this, Gummy? It's all the information on this room I got from the embassy and Inspol people. Now we know exactly how this room was before and after the fire. Good work, Detective. Oh, it was nothing, sir. I'm an expert at getting people to talk. Wow, you two remind me so much of my father and Uncle Bad. What do you mean? As a prosecutor and detective, your dynamic is just like theirs back in the day. Well, don't you worry. I'm going to find my own wonderful partner someday. Gumshoe's entire existence is a Gumshoe moment, and we live for it. And when I do, I'm going to become a good Yatagrassi, just like my father, right?
Hold it!
Please don't ask me questions which I have no answers to, Kay. However, I can say it's truly a wonderful thing to find a partner you can trust. Ha, you bet. So, what now, Mr. Edgeworth? Well, I'd like to ask you for a favour. Yeah? That gadget, Mr. Thief, is it? That thing you call your secret weapon? Oh, you mean Little Thief? Ah, you're going to rely on it, aren't you?
Hold it!
I don't need a crutch like that. I'm only asking because I need it for the investigation. From the information Detective Gumshoe gathered in the ambassador's testimony, I'd like you to please recreate this room as it was during the third floor fire. You've got it. All right, here we go.
Dark skies of evening, when northern dares take wing. One alone remains unseen. Now witness the true power of a real modern-day Robin Hood.
Her sorcery voice is, like, kind of cracked. It seems there are other things besides what the ambassador mentioned that have changed. It's possible we might find the escape route the person Kay saw used as well. Oh, what is this? Is this sort of the light show I want all about? This is the power of a true vigilante. It's recreating the room with the info inputted. Really? That is certainly one interesting device you have there, Miss Faraday. I believe it's about time we return to our investigation. Okay, so the clock has been moved. This grandfather clock, it was apparently in a different position before the fire. According to staff members, the clock was flush against the wall before the fire, sir. Which means that most likely it was moved by someone during the fire. Speaking of which, it's totally 11 o'clock now, but I didn't hear any chiming. Huh? That's odd. It was still chiming right on the dot of every hour this morning. Maybe the fire damaged its internal mechanisms or something? Ambassador Plano, may we take a look inside that clock? Sure, go right on ahead. Detective Gumshoe, if you could please inspect the insides of this clock. Yes, sir. I'm on it. Well, there's a whole live joke I can get out of this, but I'm not going to make it. I don't want to get slapped. Mr. Edgeworth, I found this inside, sir. It looks like a length of wire. So this is what caused the clock to stop chiming. But what was the long length of wire doing inside this clock in the first place? Damn, bro, nice clock. Why would someone do such a valuable clock? It sounds like it was Miss Belena that put the wire in there. Then perhaps it was Mr. Cochin's killer who did. These must have been the large green flames Ambassador Poleno saw. With flames like these, it's no wonder he couldn't get in. Okay, by the time you came into this room, had the fire already been put out? Yeah, the fire died out or something by that time. Then this fire in here only burned from the time the fire started on the third floor, until the Yatagrass appeared and caused the stir in Babal, I suppose. I guess Mr. Plano was just lucky enough to run into this fire as it was burning, eh? Yes, you could put it that way. And since you were the first to discover the body, we can assume that no one else entered the room until that time. No one other than the person you were chasing, of course. I knew it! That person I saw was definitely up to no good. I mean, that person could even be Mr. Cochin's killer. That is very likely to be the case. After all, that person came into this room before you. And must have chosen this room precisely because they knew no one would be in here.
Okay, then maybe the green fire was where it was to prevent anyone from coming in. But then, what did the person set on fire to make the green flames?
Well, whatever it is that person burned, it made a rather sizable fire.
And since the fire's green, you've seen something that burns green, right? It's a bit tinier than these flames, but you get what I mean.
Yes, and I do believe that what you're thinking is exactly why these flames are green.
It's this.
Take that!
Yippee!
The source of the green in these flames is related to this.
Oh, really? Well, I don't think they're related at all.
Wait, what? Huh?
Hang on.
What? This already told us that the ink burns green. How's that not right? You're supposed to present the lamp that burns green because of the ink. I will never understand the logic this game forces you into, because, like, it's gone to great lengths to say, this ink burns green. My God. Okay. We'll play the lamp, but...
Take that!
This silhouette lantern, its green flame comes from the wit crystal oil it's burning.
Yeah, that's the fire I was thinking of too. I love the green it gives off.
I think we've now established the green flames were caused by wit crystal oil. Furthermore, we know there is only one other thing made from wit crystal oil.
Oh, you mean that thing Mr. Planer was mistaken about, right?
Yes, precisely, as we found out earlier in our investigation. What? I don't get it. Can you fill me in, sir? Fine, I suppose. I'll explain it in a way that even you can understand. This is the thing made from wit crystal oil that Ambassador Planer was mistaken about. And now the ink is relevant.
Take that!
Barbaley's ink is made from wit crystal oil. Oh, so it should burn the same colour as the flames in the lantern, right? Oh, yeah. Now it's correct. Gumshoe, this is not something to be all happy about. This is something to be frowning and pointing. Like, me at my computer right now is literally like what Edgeworth looks like here. Frowning and pointing. Frowning and pointing. Yes, precisely. However, the green flames in this room were not from a bottle of Barbaley's ink.
Because we found the ink Mr. Coach used on his desk, right?
Yes, however, we know that Mr. Coach was smuggling the ink in massive quantities. Now, what do you suppose he made using all that ink? I believe what he made with that ink is the answer to what gave birth to the green flames.
Oh yeah, I'm beginning to really feel the energy coming from Mr. Edgeworth.
Huh. It would appear that I've finally found it, the smuggling ring's real goal. Made of Barbaley's ink, this is the source of the green flames.
Take that!
What would consume that great of a volume of ink to make? That would be the counterfeit bills that the smuggling ring made and are circulating in Shengfa.
Are you kidding? You're saying it was Mr. Coach who made the counterfeit bills?
I am. I believe you can even go so far as to say that he stole Babal's printing press. Ambassador, Mr. Coach had permission to freely use the printing press, correct?
Why, yes, and I do remember seeing him using it in the middle of the night.
But never did I think he was using it for such a foul deed. Ambassador, because of your secretary's crimes, you will need to be investigated as well. Yeah, I suppose so. We've caused a bit of trouble for a few countries, haven't we? It's my duty to search out all who shielded Mr. Coach and concealed his crime, for they are the ones who started the fire in order to destroy the evidence. Okay. Interesting. It's the charred remains of a fallen ceiling fan.
Oh, I've seen a few of these before. They spin around and around and play music.
I believe you're thinking of a musical mobile for babies.
Yeah, that's it.
But they're nothing alike.
They're totally alike. They spin those babies right round like a record.
I see. I guess I can see how you might think that.
So Babaley's really into pushing the tourism industry, huh?
Yeah, it would appear that way.
You know, I'd really love to take a trip. Hey, why don't we take one after this case?
Do you already have a destination in mind?
Oh, well, ideally I'd like to go someplace where I can continue my thief training.
Well, if you want to learn the fine art of stealth, perhaps you should visit the studio where they make the Gem and Ninja TV show.
Hey, that's actually a really great idea, Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't believe she took me seriously. You can see the Alabaster Embassy through this window.
So where were you when you investigating over there, Mr. Edgeworth?
Oh, we've gone through this text already. I was trying to investigate the curtain. That looks like a very... Oh, we've gone through this already as well. Why does it highlight these things just to give us the same text? God damn it. Oh, yeah. It's the same one! Why is it highlighting these things for me to investigate and just giving me the same text as I've already read? Oh, that's frustrating. The thing is, I can't skip it because it thinks it's new text because we're in Greenland. Hey, we'll skip through this then. Okay. The knife?
Looks like one of the Barbalese knives was already missing before the fire began.
So it would seem, especially since the other two knives' handles were burned away.
The remaining handle was swapped out with the handle with the real murder weapon. And Babal's national treasure was stolen. Poor Babal, don't you think?
I'm not sure I'd lump the replica statue with the rest of Babal's woes. Huh. We need to do logic? I don't think we've got anything that we can logic. We've gone through this, haven't we? It looks like it was trying... Yeah, it's... Oh, it's a statue.
So, by this time, the primitive statues had already been swapped, right?
They must have been, as this one is covered in soot. Someone to speak to. Okay.
What lousy timing. Just as the two countries are about to become friends again, too. It would have been better if I'd stolen it than for it to get caught up in that fire.
Okay, I think I understand your sentiments. However, if you were to engage in theft, I can't look the other way, right? If you could please stop stealing my lines... I didn't realize that was Kay speaking. Whoops. Detective, you took part in the initial Babal investigation, correct? Yep, sure did. We also put out both fires, sir. But that first fire took me by surprise. I had a tough time escaping the 5th floor. First, I tried the elevator, but I guess someone else had the same idea because it was in use. I don't remember to use the stairs at that point. I've been burnt to a crisp. Wait, that's odd. We always warn our staff that in the case of a fire, it's dangerous to use the elevator. Oh?
Maybe someone rode it in a fit of panic?
Detective, did you see the Yatagrasu that came into the Barbalese embassy at all? I didn't personally. And the only other staff member told me that they never got a good look at the person either, sir. I wonder if you could tell me a bit more about what you discovered, Detective. Okay. The second fire broke out around the time Yatagrasu was spotted in Alabast. That's also when a suspicious person was spotted in Babal, which causes panic. So no one was able to get a good look at this Yatagrasu that entered Babal. Yeah, all they saw was a mysterious person wearing a long coat. But that's not enough to make a positive RD, you know. Yes, it is. A mysterious person wearing a long coat. Yeah, exactly. Still, it was enough to make the people who received the calling card panic even more.
A person in a long coat? Sounds like the exact same person I saw.
That was perfectly timed, Zach. Carmen San Diego. Where in the world is she? She's in 2 countries at once. That's why we can't bloody well track her down. God damn it. The Yatagrasu that appeared in Alabas was proven to be just a fabrication, a shadow. In light of that fact, the Yatagrasu that appeared in Babal is also suspect.
You can't be serious. Not one with this close to capturing the fake. I mean, Callisto, you.
So the Yatagrasu appeared, caused mass confusion, killed Mr. Coach, and then disappeared. Okay. By the way, Detective, why did you not chase after the Yatagarasu? I did, but this embassy's huge, sir. I got separated from the other staff members I was with, and I was lost for a while.
Hold it!
You didn't even memorize the layout of the building you were to guard, Detective? Oh, I'll be sure to do that from now on, sir. But you know, it was thanks to me being lost that I was able to come to Kate's rescue. Oh, is that a fact? Yeah, it was when I was lost and wandering around on the 3rd floor always, sir. When I heard a scream, I headed towards it right away.
Oh, that's probably from when I found Mr. Kochan's body.
Yeah, I thought it sounded like her, so I got real worried and ran as fast as I could.
And it was thanks to Gummy that Miss Sheena wasn't able to take me away. He come for me until you got it, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, I see. So he can be useful once in a blue moon. Gumshoe moment number 9. Still, it's too bad that Agent Sheena got here before I did. I wonder where Agent Sheena was before you found her here. Well, just before I got to this room, I saw her coming out the room next door. Agent Sheena mentioned something about chasing the Yatagarasu herself earlier. Well, she apparently helped in putting out the first fire. Then, during the second fire, I heard she was busy chasing the Yatagarasu. She seems to be a very dedicated agent. You would do well to learn from her. Why are you pointing at me when you say that, sir?
We've examined everything in this office, but there's one thing that bothers me. Perhaps I should ask Ambassador Poleno about it. Ambassador Poleno, there's something I'd like to ask you about.
Yeah?
About this office, it appears to me to be very similar to Ambassador Alba's office. For example, the location of the fireplace and the position of the grandfather clock.
Oh, that's right. You've also paid a visit to the Alabastian side of the embassy. Our two embassies actually used to be one. Yes, I know. Even the pamphlet mentioned that. Which is why the building is bilaterally symmetrical.
Okay.
So no matter which room, the location of the fireplace and the light are exactly the same. Even where the art's located is the same. As my room is currently under renovation, but we worked hard to make Manny's room look like the ambassador's office.
You mean for your handshake photo with the German ninja?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, what's a photo like that's worth? What's a photo like that's worth? What's a photo like that worth if it's not taking the ambassador's office? Holy shit! I can't read.
Me fail English? That's impossible!
Yes, another odd expression of Babal's obsessively competitive spirit with Alabast, I take it. Thank you, Ambassador. That piece of information is all I need to connect the dots. Connect what dots? Well, anyway, I was glad I was able to be of some help. Me failing English as a Brit is hilarious. See, you say that, but have you ever seen, some Brits try to actually speak our own language? When people, like, sometimes someone will say to me, I'm not sure if this expression is right because I'm in ESL, and I don't think I'm saying this correct or not. No, you're saying it better than some native Brits I know. It's like, don't worry. You're fine. Oh, dear. I think it's because the sentence is structured really strangely there. Okay, so now I guess we do the logic. The Alabastian and Barbally sides of the building are symmetrical to each other. As we know that to be a fact, then this room's fireplace may also hide a secret passageway. A secret passageway? In Alabast, the fireplace turned out to have a revolving back wall.
A revolving wall? Sounds like something out of a ninja house.
Wow, there was a trick like that built into the fireplace, sir. What? This embassy holds that kind of secret? There seems to be a lot about this room that you don't know about, Ambassador. I guess it's time to pay the bill for letting Manny do so much work for me. Please, I really want to know about the real Manny and what you know about this room.
What are you waiting for, Mr. Edgeworth? Let's get to the bottom of this.
Agreed. And my first thought is it's likely the killer used a revolving fireplace. Hold on! The killer used the secret fireplace? Agent Sheena was in the next room? She's the fucking killer! She's the killer! Oh, oh! How could the evil yet sexy secret agent be the killer? Damn.
Looks like another fireplace there, doesn't it? How do you turn it again? In Alabaster, I had to push where the X was on the far wall of the fireplace.
Oh, I see an X back there, sir. Let's see what happens when I push it.
Hold it!
Ah! You scared me, sir!
There is something about this fireplace that lies in contradiction to the facts. Huh? But we found an X where you thought there'd be one, right? We did, but that's not what I was referring to. Something is missing from this scene. What does this contradiction mean for us?
It's really obvious. If this whole room was on fire, why is this spotless? Because it's been turned. Right, I understand. So she's been on the other side of this wall, right? She's come through here. So this is the other room's fireplace. So after the fire dies down, she comes through here, kills Cochin, and that's how she got there so quickly when Kay finds the body, because she was already in the room. Or she was in the next room and bezzed through the fireplace and then arrested her. Either way, she's not coming through the door. I don't think.
All I see inside this fireplace is starter wood. Huh? That's odd. It doesn't match up with what Mr. Planer said earlier. What is the meaning of this contradiction?
There's a deduce to do as well. I should probably save it. We haven't saved all stream yet. Do I have anything I can deduce against? Don't know if I can just yet. Try logic? Oh, not yet. Can I show the evidences again? Sure. Badge, knife, key, embassy guide, the burnt statue, the paper document, the knife handle, the body, the ink, the real statue, the flowers, the bills, the note, the samurai dogs, the silhouette lantern, the spear, the pick, the fires. Ah! Spilled Barbalese ink onto back wall while burning files in fireplace, left ashes there. Yes. I think I jumped too far ahead there. Okay, okay.
Eureka! Ambassador Polino, you said that you burned some old files in this fireplace today, correct? Yeah, I burned quite a few files this morning, actually. And after you did, you forgot to clean out the ashes from the fireplace, correct? That's right, but why are you asking? And why are you making such a scary face? You gotta go, Hades? Yeah, no worries. You take care, alright? I'm streaming Fields of Mystery tomorrow evening, so hopefully see you there for that. If not, I'll be getting a schedule up online kind of soonish. I think I know what my schedule is going to look like next week, but I'm going to cook it together, and then I'll put it up on Twitter and YouTube and all that, so yeah. This seems to be the only part in the game where you can't get a bad ending if you deplete the credibility bar. Interesting. Mystery, yes, you know it. I'm sorry, I admit I'm a bit intimidating when I'm serious, but in any case, he's not sorry until he just likes being intimidating. Yeah. Take a good look at this fireplace and tell me what you find odd about it. Let's see, huh? Where did all the ashes go? Okay. What's the meaning of this, Mr. Edgeworth?
You don't really think that Ambassador Polino is lying, do you?
No, there's no reason for him to lie. And I don't believe his testimony is wrong, either. It's the fireplace that's causing the contradiction. Okay, I wonder if you might update the fireplace data for me. You got it. I'll add in the ashes from the burnt files and, Sounds like we've pretty much figured everything out now, huh? Well, it was nothing. All I did was follow where our leads led us. Oh, I sense it coming on. You're about to dazzle us again, right?
Oh, you mean that? Well, that's what Mr. Edgeworth's known for, you know.
There is really no need for you two to dance around the name of what I'm about to do.
Now we logic. Yeah, there we go.
The reason as to why the ashes are missing is simple. It's not because someone cleaned them up, right? No, because even if someone did sweep them up, the fireplace is too clean for that. Ambassador Polino said that he spilled some Barbalese ink while he was burning the files.
Logic and magic had the same ending.
It's true.
It's true.
So does arithmetic.
But that is actually sorcery. Like, if you can do maths, then you will be executed for witchcraft. I don't make up the rules. I don't make the rules. You know, I just know the rules. And so do you.
And yet there is not a trace of the spilled ink on the back wall anywhere. Well then, I don't know what happened. Well, I'll tell you what happened. The two sides were switched. By using the revolving fireplace wall, the ashes were moved into the neighbouring room. Which means that this is a clear indication that the fireplace was used.
Okay.
Then, you mean the person I was chasing disappeared from this room through there? Yes, I believe the person you were in pursuit of is Mr. Cochin's killer. And after committing the murder, escaped through the fireplace.
Oh, so she's gone through the fireplace and then come in through the door to catch Kay. You count as a witch in my mind because you can do maths. Anyone who can do maths is a witch. That's just truth. That's just truth, you know. Heretics and sorceresses and wizards and witches and those are people who can do maths. It's terrifying. All calculators are now witches. Yes, calculators are like cyber witches. They're like witches but terminators. They're like dead end. Okay.
Wow, Mr. Edgeworth, you figured out the killer's escape route. I have, but this is only the beginning. Now we have to chase the killer down.
I'm gonna nail this motherfucker. Wait, hang on. Guys, don't look into my bowl cut too much, alright? Please don't look into the fact that I have a bowl cut too much. If the killer used the fireplace in this room to escape into the next, then it's only logical for us to talk with the person who was in the neighbouring room. Well, the person who was in the next room was... Oh, it was that person, sir? Yes, Detective. Agent Shinar. Well, there we go. Oh, delicious health.
It's looking more and more like Miss Shinar is the killer, isn't it?
Let's not jump to conclusions yet. We need to go through what we know so far. She came running straight into this room from the next one and instantly accused you. Furthermore, she claimed it could only have been you that killed Mr. Cochin. I don't have any proof yet, however, I know she is hiding something from us.
Okay then, when do we get to Miss Shinar herself?
Hold it! No, not yet. There's something that needs to be done first. Detective Gumshoe. Sir, is it my turn to do something, Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, I have a two-part special assignment for you. First, I need you to run a handwriting analysis on Damas 2's note. Okay, I'll get the lab boys on that right away. Second, I want you to see if you can fit through the revolving fireplace wall. Right now, sir? No, next decade. Of course now! We need to test our hypothesis first, don't we?
Go on, Gummy, you can do it.
Alright, I'm going to do this like a real man. Here I go, through the fireplace and back. What's Phoenix doing these days? He is currently... So, when does this take place again, Ara? This is between games 3 and 4. I assume that this is just before Phoenix gets struck off. You shouldn't psych yourself up. Need to psych yourself up that much for a simple task, Detective. He's gonna get stuck.
Wow, the wall inside the fireplace really did turn. That's so neat. I want to try going through there too. There really is a secret passageway through there. I had no idea. It would appear that the ash really was pushed into the other room. Is Edgeworth ever nice to Gumshoe? He's extremely tsundere. He is an absolute sun. Furthermore, the Barbalese ink you spilled, Ambassador, is there on the back wall. Okay, here I go, sir. Detective, I'd like you to go through there under the same conditions as the killer. But there's all ash and stuff. And your point is? Now, we're short on time, so if you could please hurry on through. Oh, yes, sir. Okay, so now we pretty much have the whole picture, right? No, not yet. There remains a few more mysteries to solve. Such as the Yatagrasu's whereabouts, the other smuggling ring members, the 2 weapons that made it across the border, the key misuse still 7 years ago. In fact, we haven't figured out a thing regarding how misuse is related to these embassies. Mr. Edgeworth, a number of pieces connect in a very complicated way in this case. It's almost enough to make one completely mentally exhausted. What are you saying, Mr. Edgeworth? I thought you were the one who said that it's easy if you follow the leads. Was that supposed to be an impression of me, Kay? If it's info gathering you need, Gummy and I can help with that. Then all you'd have to do is show off your fancy schmancy logical deductions. Show off? Does it seem like I'm being boastful when I do that? Let's not overcomplicate matters, okay, Mr. Edgeworth? We've been so focused like a laser on only what seems strange and out of place. It's no wonder nothing's clicked when we haven't unlocked anything yet. But if we think things through calmly, the answer should come to us. Okay. That's the sort of thing I say to myself when I'm practicing how to unlock padlocks, you know? That is something that I hope practice doesn't make perfect for your sake. Haha, yay! Looks like you're back to your straight-laced self again. Hey, Mr. Edgeworth, I'm back, sir. Yes, I can see that. Good work, detective. Looks like you can use that fireplace like a door, sir. You alright, Gummy? Depending on the padlocks, they're very easy to unlock. Padlocks? What do you mean, padlocks? Uh-oh. Oh, no. No, dong! Bing, 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 bing. Psyche lock trauma is real. I don't have a toggle that inverts the colour on my entire stream, I'm afraid. Oh, that's a mint idea, though. That's a mint idea. Imagine if I had a toggle that did that. Neganeps, yeah. I tell you what, Dodso does actually refer to Red Shinsu as Nega Shinsu. It's quite funny. It's like it just came out of nowhere. You used to unlock your friends' locks and saw your bag in there before going eating in high school? Damn. Lockpick level 100, huh? Your jacket has gotten quite filthy. I see the hem has practically turned black. Oh, quite a bit of the unburned ink on it, sir. I see. Thank you, detective. You did a fine job. I'll even pay the cleaning bill for the trench coat. What? Oh no, sir, I could never. This is just my old coat, sir. If it was a coat I actually cared about, then I'd get it clean, but you know. I see. Very well then, as you wish. So because Gummy was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it could be used, right? Lockpicking a code padlock is pretty much useless. They open by themselves. I mean, if you explode them. Oh, you press it and turn the number wheels until it goes click. Why not just explode it? Why not just blow it up? A bit of high X, that'll do it, right? So because Gumby was able to climb through the fireplace, we know it could be used, right? Yes, but that's not all we learned. We actually learned one other important fact. And that is... I will have to explain it to you later. Right now, we need to deal with the handwriting analysis. Detective Gumshoe? Because as a high school student, you didn't have access to explosives yet? Hold it! I remember very distinctly, in chemistry back at senior school, which is the UK equivalent to high school, we were able, if we so wished, to access, I think it was osmium? Was it osmium? It was some sort of metal, if you put it in water, it goes like mega fizzy. And there was a slightly beefier version of it, which we used to kind of demonstrate explosions. And, you know, it was like, hee hee! No, it wasn't sodium. No. Hold on a minute. What was it? I don't think it was cesium, but hang on. Let me have a quick look.
Was it? Hold on. Which one was it? Hold on. Metals that explode when they touch water. I don't think it was cesium, because cesium I'm pretty sure is like a controlled substance. It might have been potassium. Definitely not sodium, otherwise the oceans would be foamy as fuck. Actually, sodium is classified as an alkali metal and explodes when water touches it. I think it's because salt is actually not just pure sodium, it's sodium chloride, isn't it? So because it's got the chlorine atom bound to it, that's why the oceans can be salty. It's just full of COD player tears. Check Discord? Okay. I look at the Discord. All these explode in water. Linakerb's fur. Cesium is highly radioactive. Doubt it's that. I think it might have been potassium. I don't think it was rubidium, because I remember that name. Francium is so rare that you can't get it. Cesium is also a controlled substance because it's so explosive. It wasn't lithium, it wasn't sodium, so it has to have been potassium that we were fucking about with. Kind of nuts that we were allowed to do that shit in school, but there we go. The UK be wilding. Right, Gumbers is off. The handwriting analysis of Mr. Cochin's handwriting will take a bit of time. Let us go and wait in the Theatrum Neutralis, along with Agent Lang and Agent Sheena. To be continued. Oh, have we reached the end of this particular act? We have. Interesting. Okay. Right. Okay. I think because the way that we're approaching this case seems to be we break it up into the individual acts. So let me pull over here. Yeah, we'll finish up there and we can come back and start the next section from like the next week, right? This is a very long case. Another reason is I don't know if you can tell, my voice is starting to break and crack a little bit. So I'm going to go and get myself a throat sweet and kind of rest. I mean, I have been streaming a lot this week, so I should probably take a chance to rest. So I don't think I'm streaming on Sunday. 4 acts remaining, next one's very good. Yeah, so we'll do that next act in one big go, I think. But yeah. Tomorrow night is Fields of Mystria. I've said 6 o'clock. I might see if I can move it to 5 and go for a little bit longer. Seawater is foamy. Ah, we're learning. Yeah, thanks, Zach. I'll do my best. And yeah, I'll go take care of wife. She's probably job hunting at the minute, so I will probably go downstairs and like rest up with Stardew Valley on the Switch. My Stardew farm on the Switch is stupid. I can't replant everything on Spring 1. It's absolutely nuts. I can't replant everything on Spring 1. Knackle. Okay, so what about if you have a Knackle stack? Or a Garganackle? Or a Garganackle D's nuts? I'm sorry. I'm not really sorry. I lied. That's a lie from my mouth. Yeah, so tomorrow's Fields of Mystria. Next week, we're going at Metroid Desolation again on Monday. I had a very off day on Monday gone. I've actually played it off stream now, and I was extremely unfair to it. The bosses are still mostly awful, but the overall game is so strong. So no, I need to stream this, and then after that, I will probably not be streaming. I might stream on Tuesday. I don't know. I'm going to see how I feel. Wednesday is probably going to be a Half-Life mod. Thursday, I'm not streaming because I've got band stuff. Then Friday, Saturday, Ace Attorney, Fields of Mystria. Might do something Sunday. See how I feel. I don't know yet. But anyway, cheers for the hangs, guys. I'm going to go and get myself a Bev and chill with wife now. Thank you so much for spending some time with me tonight. It's been fun. And all being well, see you tomorrow for Fields of Mystria. Until then, take lots of care. Have a good one. See you soon.